Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Tonight's story isn't another rumor or headline. This one is different. It began with a single message. A late-night text Kody Brown nearly disregarded. A message that had no more than 5 words. You might want to hear this. Attached was an audio file. Short, grainy, but unmistakable. It was Kody Brown's voice. And what he said in that recording would destroy everything he'd built over the last 2 decades. If you think Kody is worthy of having her truth finally heard, if you're sick of the manipulation, the gaslighting, and the crocodile tears, then show it. Push that like button until it goes blue, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next installment of this story, because what you are about to hear upends everything. Kody pressed play. The voice that had captivated her sounded now cold, calculating. They'll believe what I say. They always have, Kody declared, followed by a low laugh. Kody can say whatever she needs to say. Nobody's going to take her side. I constructed this family. I constructed this show. Kody halted. She considered for one instant that it was staged, perhaps edited, perhaps a sick joke. Then she heard it, the soft whir of the old ceiling fan in Kody's Flagstaff office. She knew that noise. This was not a deep fake. This was real. The man who had once preached unity, loyalty, and faith had taped himself boasting about control, manipulation, and power. Something that Kody was not yet aware of was that this was not an isolated recording. There were hours upon hours of them. Kody's inner rants, his confessions, his ego, and then the kicker, somebody leaked them. The documents surfaced on a secret online initiative named Project Crown. The source said they were an insider, a member of the TLC production team with access to Kody's private audio recordings. One of them took it all directly to Kody. At that point, she understood something frightening. The reality wasn't hers to share anymore. It was her tool now. The following morning, she went to meet Janelle at a little cafe near the outskirts of town. Kody had taken her phone along with her, shaking hands as she hit play once more. Janelle listened silently, face white, eyes widening in disbelief. When it was over, she raised her face and whispered, "You can't unhear this, Kody. We need to share this." Kody paused. She understood that if she spoke out, it would not only ruin Kody, it would bring the whole family down with him. But fate intervened. Within a week, the tapes were leaked onto the internet. Before Kody even learned what was happening, the world had gone wild on the web. His claim, "I built this family. I own their stories," was spreading like wildfire. And in the blink of an eye, Kody Brown's ideal reputation as the devoted father of sister wives started to disintegrate, one tape at a time. But as yet, no one was aware of who leaked them. And why? Kody hardly slept the night before. No matter how many times she closed her eyes, she could still hear his voice in her head, soothing, self-satisfied, and awe-inspiringly confident. "They'll believe whatever I tell them." It screamed at her like a statement masquerading as faith. By the time morning came, the video was viral. There were trending hashtags. Reaction videos were rampant. Fans who had previously come to Kody's defense were now crying out for explanations. The network was silent, the cast gave no interviews, and Kody's phone was ringing nonstop. Janelle came to Kody's house pre-dawn, holding her laptop. "It's spreading quicker than we can follow," she explained. Reddit's referring to it as the Crown Files. Someone's releasing them serially. 1 per hour. Kody's hands shook as she accepted the laptop. The second recording was already posted. Kody's voice this time was nastier. "If they want to go, let them go. They'll crawl back when the cash runs out." Then a creepy silence. "They always do." Janelle's expression hardened. "He said that to us." Kody nodded. "He meant it." But what made their spines freeze wasn't Kody's words alone. It was the metadata that had been attached to the audio file. The timestamp. The geolocation. The file name. All linked back to a device synchronized with Kody's own cloud. "Who's ever leaking these?" Janelle breathed softly. "Has access to Kody's private drive." Kody's head was reeling. Few people had ever been granted that level of access. Kody, Robyn, and a few of the TLC editors who worked on the family's personal footage. But this wasn't TLC's material. These weren't television outtakes. These were home recordings, the sort nobody was ever intended to hear. "Project Crown," Kody spoke slowly, translating the watermark in the audio. "That means something." He always referred to himself as the patriarch, the king of his clan. Perhaps this is someone attempting to overthrow him. Janelle glanced up. Suppose it's someone who knows Robyn. Christine said nothing. In her mind, she was thinking the same. Robyn was always the defender, or at least that was her story. But if it was one of her own who went against her, that would make perfect sense. Later that evening, Christine got a second anonymous message. No massage, no signature, only a solitary file attachment titled Session 09, The Real Plan. She paused for an instant, then clicked play. Kody's voice came back into the room, steady but merciless. Robyn, listen. If the others wish to be free, let them. We'll ensure they get nothing. TLC will be with us. They always are. We dictate the narrative. And then Robyn's voice, soft, shaking, but firm. What about the children? Kody chuckled. They'll be okay. They'll appreciate me eventually. I'm not the bad guy here. I'm the visionary. Janelle's mouth fell open. Oh my God, he said that out loud. Christine's eyes watered. He never expected anyone to hear it. The truth wasn't just leaking. It was coming apart. And whoever was responsible for Project Crown wasn't finished yet. Because the next file wasn't marked with a number. It was marked with a name. Christine. Christine gazed at the screen, her heart racing. The file name was generic. Only her name in uppercase letters. Christine M4A, no timestamp. No date, no idea where it was from. Janelle leaned in. You sure you want to play that? Christine nodded, although her stomach curled with fear. She clicked on the file. There was silence at first. Then the whisper of movement. A creaking chair, someone walking back and forth. And then his voice, Kody. She believes she's the victim, he answered, his voice cold, almost practiced. But she's not. She's just a quitter. She's weak. Always has been. She acts the martyr to get attention because that's the only power she's ever had. Christine stilled. It was him. But the tone in which he used her name, the venom in it, it sounded nothing like the man she used to love. Then another noise came into the recording. The distant hum of the fridge, the tinkle of a cup. This was their kitchen. This wasn't some recording that was done out there. This was done in their house years before. Janelle put her hand over her mouth. He was recording you. Christine rewound it, fast-forwarding over the sounds. Around the 1-minute mark, another voice came in, Robyn, gentle, barely whispering. You shouldn't speak of her like that, Kody. I'm telling you the truth, he snapped. She wants to ruin this family. She envies what we've got. Everything she does is control, emotional control. But it won't work. I'll see to that. A pause. Footsteps. A low click, as if someone had flipped off a recorder. Christine held her breath frozen. He was taping his arguments. Taping his own family like evidence. Janelle's eyes went wide. Christine, that means he has more of these. On all of us. Christine nodded deliberately. That's what Project Crown is. Someone discovered his private repository. The things he kept hidden. The things he documented in order to protect himself. But why release them now? Janelle said. And who would even be able to find them? Before Christine could respond, the phone buzzed once more. Another anonymous message. This one was not a file. It was a sentence. He recorded more than you know. You're not the only one he spoke of. Included was a single picture, a fuzzy screenshot of a folder. There were dozens of files, and each file had a name on it. Christine, Janelle, Mary, Maddie. Leon. Christine's hands trembled as she whispered, he recorded his own kids. Janelle got up, pacing. We need to report this to the police. Or a lawyer, something. Christine shook her head. Not yet. If we act too quickly, the source will vanish. We have to find out everything first. We have to track down whoever's leaking all these before Kody does. And sure enough, just as she said this, another clip landed online. This time it was not Christine. It was not Janelle. It was Robyn, her voice shaking. Her admission uncensored. I knew about the tapes. I just did not know how far he would go. The world went wild on the internet. The story changed overnight. The faithful wife was no longer the victim. She was complicit in it. And for the first time in years, Christine was not afraid. She was indignant. Because if Robyn already knew, then that meant that this wasn't Kody's secret alone. It was their secret. And someone somewhere had it in mind to ensure the whole world got to hear every single second of it. The clip circulated on social media like a bolt out of the blue. In the space of an hour, all the sister wives boards, all the gossip blogs, and all the reaction streams were back with the same 17 seconds of audio. Robyn's voice, torn, terrified, and irrefutably culpable. I knew about the recordings. I just didn't know how far he'd go. They cut through the innocence she'd constructed over so many years. Christine sat in her living room, seeing it happen on her phone. The comments were vicious. Fans who had previously defended Robyn were now insisting that she be brought to justice. Hashtags such as Robyn Knew and Project Crown were trending globally. Janelle phoned. Christine, did you see that? They are calling it the confession clip. It's everywhere. Christine nodded, her gaze fixed on the screen. It's real. You can hear the same background hum, that same ceiling fan in the Flagstaff house. She was there. Janelle's voice shook. Then she lied to all of us. Christine let out a sigh. No, Janelle. She assisted him. Across town, Robyn and Kody were damage control mode. An insider source close to the production team at TLC reported that they had already been called to an emergency meeting. The network demanded answers, pronto. In their home, Kody paced, his face red and angry. This is a setup, Robyn. Someone's framing us? Robyn was in tears. I told you not to record them, Kody. I warned you it would blow up in our faces. I didn't leak anything, he bellowed. They were stolen. They're trying to kill me. But deep down inside, Kody knew the truth. The documents were on a personal drive, one that only 3 had access to. Himself, Robyn, and a production assistant named Evan, who suddenly quit 2 years ago. At Christine's, Janelle pulled up an old crew photo on her laptop. Look at that, she said, zooming in. That's Evan, right? Christine examined the photo. Evan in mid-30s, reserved, always back in the wings during shoots. He was the sound guy, Christine recalled. He had access to all the audio feeds, all the off-the-record interviews. Everything, Janelle nodded. He's our connection. He's Project Crown. Christine sat back, making connections. He must have retained the unedited recordings when he left. Perhaps he knew Kody Washington something. Perhaps this was his attempt to reveal him. But before they could investigate further, Christine's phone vibrated once more. Another anonymous message. This time it wasn't a document. It was a voicemail. Christine pressed play, and a warped voice spoke. You're getting close, Christine. But there's more than just recordings. There are videos, too. He filmed things the cameras never saw. Her stomach dropped. Videos? The message ended with coordinates. A location in Flagstaff. A small storage facility on the outskirts of town. Christine looked at Janelle. That's where he kept the old TLC boxes. The ones marked Family Archives. Janelle's eyes widened. You think he hid something there? Christine rose to her feet, her voice firm for the first time that day. No, Janelle. I believe that's where he planted everything. The following morning, they arrived at the storage unit. The building was still overlooked. Dusty light filtered through the slats in the metal roof. The number on the door was a perfect match and coordinates, Unit 47. Christine's heart pounded as she turned the handle, but it was fastened with a brand new padlock. She rocked back, her breath trembling. He's been here. And just as she said that, a car engine revved behind them. Christine spun around and stopped. Kody's truck. He had gotten to them first. Christine's fingers hovered. Above the top of the box marked Confessions. The quiet in the storage unit was intolerable. Only the soft rumble of Maddie's car engine and the sound of everyone breathing could be heard. Christine, are you sure? Janelle whispered. Christine didn't reply. She unwound the worn masking tape and flipped open the top. There were dozens of little black memory cards arranged in neat rows. On each card, a name in Kody's handwriting. Christine, Janelle, Mary, Robyn. And then, almost as an afterthought, Maddie. Maddie stepped back, her face ghostly white. He taped me? Kody cleared his throat, his voice breaking. You weren't supposed to see this. It's not what you think. Christine's eyes narrowed at him. Then what is it, Kody? Insurance or guilt? He didn't say anything. Janelle snatched one of the cards from the box and read the label, The Real Reason. She held it aloft like a district attorney in court. You told me you were covering for the family, but this is evidence that you were covering your own hide. Kody breathed unsteadily. If you play that, it's all over. You don't have any idea what you're doing. Christine's tone was icy. No, Kody. You didn't have any idea what you were doing when you decided to tape your lies. She glared down at the memory card in her hand. Thellable was smudged, but one word remained legible: truth. She inserted it into her phone with an adapter. The screen flickered. A file opened. Confession 1, MP4. Janelle breathed quietly. Play it. Christine touched her thumb on the screen. The video revealed a dark room. Kody was in front of the camera, looking into the lens directly. His face was strained, sweat glinting on his forehead. For a few seconds, he did not speak. Then, in a low tone, he started, "If this ever comes out, they'll know what I did," Janelle gasped. "What you did? It wasn't supposed to happen," Kody went on, his gaze flicking off screen. "They were never supposed to know about the money. Or the deals." Christine's fingers trembled. "Deals? What deals?" "It was all for the show," he said. "TLC wanted drama. I provided it. The screen flashed. Static. The video cut off in mid-sentence. Maddie edged closer. "What happened?" Had Christine touched the screen again? Nothing. The file had corrupted. Janelle took a deep breath. He stopped it. He erased the rest. Kody finally uttered a few words, his voice a whisper. "You shouldn't have opened that box." Christine turned slowly to face him. "And why's that?" He stared her straight in the eye, his face pale, defeated, but oddly serene. "Because what's next doesn't end with me." The room chilled. Christine held stock still. Janelle's phone rang. A new message. Anonymous. Phase 2 begins now. Attached was a new file. Project Crown. Video leak 01. Christine gazed at Janelle, her voice shaking. "It's starting again." And then the screen went black.